Okay. Here we go again. Welcome everyone. I'm starting a little bit earlier than scheduled. It's currently 9:28 p.m. US Central Time. Welcome to Win Some, Lose Some More, first in Twitch chat. Welcome to the people who are already here in YouTube chat. I appreciate the early joiners. So today, it's another late night stream. I figured I'd switch over to chess.com. Yesterday I played a lot of games on Chess.
Positive sub.
Thank you, Scob and Dobbs. Appreciate the sub and the energy. So I think it was pretty recently I hit my rating, or my peak rating, of 2467 chess.com rapid. I guess it shows on March 20th. So the goal for this stream is to try and get to 2500, maybe speedrun to 2500. Not sure if I'll get there in one sitting, but we'll see. So this will be a mini speedrun. It's not really a huge new series, but this is my main account. It's not, let's refresh here. This is not a designated speedrun account, so no rating will be refunded. Unless maybe it is, depending on my opponents. And yeah, let's hop into the first game. It might take longer than usual to find an opponent. Should probably check my rating. Yeah, maybe I should change this a little bit, but okay, here we go. First game, playing Will Brown 23. And I think I'll stick with my main openings, at least to start off. Maybe I'll mix up the openings as the stream goes on. Fighting the London opening. Usually happy to get this position. It's all opening prep. Bishop f5, knight h5. Still prep. Pretty sure I shared this line in a game. It's probably a pretty old YouTube video by now. There's a game between Laclede playing black against, I think, Grandmaster Gonzalez. And they reached this position. White took, and then take, and then take, and then take. But knight h4, okay, so this is kind of a new move. I'm now on my own. I could maybe take here. I could retreat. Yeah, knight h4. It is typical. Usually in other positions where black's committed to e6. So, I mean, my first impression is just to play bishop e6. Preserve my bishop. This move comes to mind, but probably don't want to trade off this bishop. I could start by taking, but I don't really see the reason for starting with knight g3. I mean, there is this too, which does have some logic. Because if takes, then this is a bigger threat with a pin on the h-file. I'm going to stick with my gut. Bishop e6. Yeah, if you're just joining, this is going to be some instructive rapid chess. Hopefully some raising of the rating. If I win, then I'll hit another new peak, because I'm currently at my peak rapidchess.com rating. Alright, I'll take on g3 now. This will open the h-file. Knight g6 might be a threat. Although I'm not too afraid of it, I don't think. I think I'd rather just complete development, like bishop d6. I'm thinking if white goes for this, I would lose a pawn. It maybe looks scary, but then I can probably play bishop f5 first. And then pin the knight to the rook. There is a line bishop h5 and then castle queenside. It could get weird. I think white's pieces get jumbled up there. There's a question from Cameron. Are you in America? I am, yeah. 9:33 p.m. for me. A few hours away from tomorrow. Thank you to J.R. Nagy. Happy 14 months. I do have a choice here. I could take with knight or pawn or bishop. Now, taking with pawn is probably most logical. But taking with knight also has its benefits. Try and exploit this square. I'm going to take with knight. It keeps the position a bit more open too. Okay, white can maybe try and use the square.
Happy 24. Hope
Castle.
you are well.
Thank you, Evergreen Emperor. Welcome back. I'm already beginning to regret my decision. Maybe I should have taken with pawn to control the square. But there's no going back. Castle, knight d4. Oh, bishop, nah. Castle, knight d4, bishop d7, knight f5. Okay, I'm in castle. I'm calculating knight d4, bishop d7, knight hf5, bishop f8. So I'll be retreating my bishops, but eventually I think I can expand and at least kick this knight away. Maybe look to hide my king in the corner. I could also take here. I could also maybe just provoke the trade, but I do value the bishop pair. So it looks passive. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. There's a question, are you still playing OTB? I did play an over-the-board tournament recently. It was an American Cup Blitz tournament. I did post my first round game on YouTube. It was against Levon Aronian. I think king b8 here. I mean, white's gonna start annoying me. So maybe start with this. And g6 forcing the knight back. And then bishop c5,
Up
take,
to
take. All right, let's go for this. Bishop c5. Happy 38 months to Russman. I gotta manage my time too. Down over a minute. But I do like the position. Things seem to be stable still. Opponent wants to maybe take and eventually win the pawn. How to do this? King v8 first? I think in general the king's just more safe towards the corner. I also create the possibility of rook c8 to align with the queen. And if white takes and rook, okay, doesn't happen, so let's play this. Yeah, now I'm feeling very comfortable because the file won't open. White can do things with the pawns, but it's hard to actually forcibly open the queenside files. And in the meantime, I guess it's still a question what I'm trying to do. Like knight d3, h5. H5 actually has some logic to it. Because if white ever wants to get this rook into the game, then castling is probably necessary. But if white castles, now I'm more ready to try and bust open the h-file. Okay, white keeps storming. You have b5, ooh, a6. I could play b5 or b6. b6 is a bit safer. But my plan is probably to keep expanding on the king side. Things could get very sharp if white does castle. So knight h4. I mean, g6 is defended. f4 might be an idea. Huh. If g5... Rook g8 might be a safe move. Trying to figure out how to allow f4 and then punish white. Maybe rook e8. Take. Yeah, it's a bit more intuitive. I'm going to play rook e8. Aligning with the king. I mean, f4 would be incredibly weakening. But at the same time, it maybe wins a pawn. Like f4, knight g4, take, and then take. And white's position looks really delicate. Okay, so white castles. That's a good sign, actually. Because now g5... I mean, I want to play g5, but not allow knight f5. Thinking queen c8. Queen c8, f4, take. Queen c8, f4, knight d3, take. What's happening? Bishop g4. It gets kind of weird. I gotta move. I'm gonna play this. It's kind of a slow move. But I wasn't sure about the line where I allow f4 and knight takes g6. So I'm defending the pawn. Yeah, white goes for f4. Now maybe knight g4. Oh, but then take. I could take with pawn. Yeah, if I take with pawn, then like there's long-term potential of g5 and rook h8. That should be nice for black. White's position is beginning to look a little bit weaker now. This e3 pawn is backwards on the half-open file. Rook d8 is on tap. g5 ideas. My king is super safe. I think the biggest issue for me is time. I'm down over 2 minutes. There's no increment. I will have to up the pace. Okay, how does white defend the pawn? Probably this move. It's the only move I see. Activate the bishop. Anything better? Maybe just double up. I'm slow playing a little bit. This is supposed to be a rating speed run, but sometimes you have to slow play. Opponent attacks that pawn. It's slightly annoying, actually. I defend. Could get tactical. Yeah, how do I defend? Maybe queen here. Knight d4, queen c8. Rook d4, okay. So white's building up against d5. I'm building up against e3. Thank you, Cash Carbon, for the raid. Here I can take... I didn't fully calculate this. Welcome to the people tuning in. If you're just joining, position's getting spicy. I do have the battery against the bishop. White has a battery against a pawn. Maybe bishop c8. That's not easy to defend, actually. Take... I think bishop c8's a... Ooh. I can't play bishop e6. Yeah, it's really frustrating. All right, let's play bishop c8 and then... Oh, b5 is coming. Bishop f8? Looks really wrong. But at b5, I have to ensure I have this move to keep defending the pawn. a6 hanging. Oh dear. This turns south. Queen c7. I'm down 3 minutes. e5 is coming. And then e5 maybe I can take. Ah, things are crumbling. Okay, maybe I can win this pawn. But then rook d7. Honestly, I forgot about that. White's played well to neutralize, and now I'm down, what, 2 pawns? Trying to win this pawn, though. That's not looking good. I'm going to be really stuck. I have this move. I'm attacking the bishop. Take, take. I mean, rook f8, maybe I win b4? It's endgame time. I'm going to do this and this. If I can hold a draw, it'll be a miracle. Especially given my time situation. Okay, something. Something. Wait, this might be better for black already. I have the passer. How does white crack? Push, push. Oh no. Are you serious? Let's see how good white is at endgames. I have to pre-move everything. No! Okay. Oh, wow. My opponent could not figure out how to win that. Okay, it's a miracle. I didn't lose. Let me turn on my heart rate monitor. I really liked my position from the opening, and then I drained a lot of time in the middle game. And maybe it was never like anything so special for me. Yeah, heart rate above 100. Yesterday, my heart rate was averaging in the 60s. I was staying very calm, slightly sleepy. How did you win that? I didn't win it. The game ended in a draw. King versus king. I was very close to winning on time, though, if my opponent doesn't take the pawn. I was up on time towards the very, very end. To be fair, it's kind of a tricky ending to convert with black having this extra pawn. If I don't have the extra pawn, then it's usually very simple to like force the king in front of the pawn and bring the king in. Okay, according to the engine, like it should be an easy win for white anyway. But we can get to that in a moment. You can also look at game review too. Yeah, so knight h4, not the best move. And black's already doing decently well. Take. Yeah, just to show the funny line I was looking at is knight g6, rook g8, I lose a pawn. I think I was gonna play bishop f5 first. White has this move, and then I have this move. And like this should be good for black, even though black's down a pawn. So that didn't happen. Oh yeah, this moment... Okay, the engine does prefer knight takes. If I take with pawn... Oh, e4 is strong. I guess c4 is going to eventually fall. Or at least be weakened. Okay, so I took with knight. Yeah, the engine approves of everything that I did. And to be honest, like, through this point, I was playing most of the engine moves. But it's still, I mean, still playable for white. Okay, here maybe some inaccuracies. And then I just gotta... No, I gotta find position with the pawn. Maybe I just burned too much time. Okay, it looks like here was a critical moment. I played rook e7, trying to slow play. Engine likes h4. Fast play. Take and then g5. Yeah, maybe I should have been more aggressive. And then momentum shifted. Like white was taking over control. At some point I should just be completely lost. Like here, there is no need for white to take. Like white could have essentially kept me paralyzed. And I can't really escape this pin, because whenever I play this, there's rook takes c8. So my plan, I think, was going to be just to... I don't even know. Like, to try and win this pawn with a bishop. But then the knight could get in. Engine says +5 for white. And then the ending, like somehow the tables turned again. And, okay, maybe I was close to winning. But then I got my bishop trapped. My bishop ran out of squares. So not a clean game by either of us. And then here, so like white could play queen b1. Usually this is a move to play when it's just king and pawn. But because I have this pawn, it's not super simple for white. Even though the engine finds mate in 15. How does it work? Wow. White can just allow this and then create a mating net. King b4, queen c4, king a3. Ah, just win the pawns. Okay. Yeah, that's really hard to like see from a distance. Like you just put the queen here, and eventually, like the king comes to a useful square. And there should be easier ways to win this, though. Like probably check here. I'm still gonna play a5. Ah, but queen f5. And then if a5, white can take with check. And I can't promote, I can't move my king up. White's gonna lock the king in. Okay. So, that was the first game of the stream. I lost some rating. The speed run to 2500 might be more difficult than expected. I hope I answered at least some questions about the game. We'll check the whatever game review. Where is it? Hey, we both played at 79.6. Well matched opponent. There's a question, when will you be at St. Louis Chess Club again? I'm not sure. I was there pretty much every day of the American Cup. I occasionally play like the weekend blitz tournaments. I didn't play this weekend. Is he reading chat here or on Twitch? I have YouTube and Twitch chat open. It's hard to address every single message, but I try and read at least relevant messages. There's a message, good morning from India. Well, good evening from the US. Do you know of any chess centers in the Bay Area? I think the Mechanics Institute is probably the most prominent like chess club. But that's probably a question for Google. There's probably a decent amount. At least a decent amount of like meetups.
Hi.
Hello to Phileas. Okay, next game. I'll keep playing as long as I have energy. I'm playing a decently high rated player here.
Motivation for
Oh wow.
2,500.
Thank you for the 2,500 bits. That Chi-Town dude. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm playing kind of my typical Rosalimo line. Played this a lot recently. Very often white tries to build up the big center. H3 is common. Still within my prep. Thank you to Krell54 from Australia.
Greetings from Australia.
Happy 46 months. There's a question, does St. Louis Chess Club have casual tournaments? Like casual meaning not rated. I'm not sure. And they do have like a pretty varied calendar of events between classes and usually tournaments for different rating levels. Best thing to do is check their website and see their event calendar. There's definitely like casual free play. If you go in on the weekends, there's usually people hanging out, usually happy to play a game. Question from Steph Kick, asking about a book I mentioned a long time ago. Yeah, you're referring to Imagination in Chess. It's a book I wouldn't recommend to players probably below the rating of 2000 FIDE, but it did help me get from what do I want to do here? Maybe this move, or maybe just castle. Yeah, the book did help me get from FM to IM. It's basically a puzzle book. It has a lot of like very difficult exercises. So usually the plan in this structure is to induce white to play e5 and then play some French looking structure without the bad French bishop. But white's leaving the tension. So I have some options. I mean, b5 comes to mind. Could result in a lot of trades. I think rook e8 is very typical. Let's start with rook e8. A bit more flexible. Because if takes, the rook wants to be on the file. And even if white pushes and the file stays closed, the rook is still useful here in the sense that it vacates the f8 square. Very often in the structure with e5, the knight comes to f8, or even sometimes the bishop comes to f8 to keep the king safe. Wow, g4. White wants to hurt me. I could play e5. Queen b6 comes to mind. Although queen b6 might just walk into white's plans of g5 and then winning the pawn. Yeah, this is a threat, I guess. Maybe I have the in-between move. The queen b6, g5, I take first. Knight takes and then knight d5. If pawn takes, knight d7. I'm going to go for this. I almost rejected this move, but it looks playable. I do target b2 as well. So unlike the previous game, I do have the early time advantage in this game. Okay, that move I kind of forgot about. I guess unlike the previous game, I don't like my opening. I have this move, and rook a3, I'm almost getting the queen trapped. I probably have to play queen a7. It's not the end of the world. Just a little bit passive. It's hard to play b5 because this pawn. White is maybe going to go for the clamp. a5. What's my plan? I guess now I could maybe consider b5, take. We trade. Not a huge fan of that, but what else to do? I don't want to commit to e5 because I have a darks for bishop. I really don't see too many other options, actually. b5, take, a6 is a bit of a target. But then at least I can breathe. Knight d6, take. How do I defend? That could actually be an issue. So b5, take, knight d6. Take. I guess I have c4 there. Okay, let's go for this. Yeah, my pawns are a bit weaker now, disconnected. But if we can trade knights, then I think everything's under control. I was briefly concerned about this, takes, but after c4, I save the c-pawn, obstruct the bishop from attacking a6. That looks okay. There's even cases where, like, I lose a pawn, but white's overextended, so maybe I'll have compensation. And it's a situation now, knights for bishops. Usually 2 bishops are just better than 2 knights, but 2 knights can be tricky, especially in time pressure. So rook d1. I guess I'm still kind of stuck. a5, a4. The queen should probably be improved. Queen b7. What about e5? Oh, hey, it's Joe Brune. Was gifted by Duke Snyder. Thanks so much. Shout out to Joe. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I want to play this, but I'm not sure about bishop c5. Maybe queen b7. White is maybe preparing this. I'm going to play queen b7. I feel like the queen's more useful here. If e5, I might have knight a5. Knight a5, take, bishop c7. So knight a5, take, bishop c7. Then knight d5 attacks the bishop. Yeah, some lines get murky. What's my opponent's blitz rating? 2503, okay. So I guess I have to decide between knight a5 or knight d5. The knight d5 take, it's probably no good. I really don't like this position. Does white have a threat though? Hmm. Like queen c8. Maybe queen c8, just keeping tension. Queen d5, 97? So I overdefend the pawn. And maybe my knights can find happy places. The opponent's really ramping things up. I have knight d5 now. A delicate position. All of a sudden, white started playing like really, really quickly. Maybe a5. Let's go for this. Take, take. Okay. To try something. Targeting b2. I should probably be scared of this. Okay. Queen e8. Yeah, what to do next? Rook c5? So the idea is if takes, I take here maybe? Looks super shaky. But rook there, there, take, take. And then go for it. I think I'm losing this pawn. The hope is that c3 eventually falls. I'm down on time as usual. Yeah, so here, here. Oh, is there takes? I have this. This pawn is useful in preventing bishop d3. Wait. Oh, queen b or rook b1 or queen b1. That's not a blunder. I think I have to play this. We trade. I really want to take. It doesn't work though. I get made in the end. I have to play this. Yeah, it's another game I'm probably just trying to hold on for a draw. You never know. This position could get actually pretty sharp. Even though we're simplifying, if queens stay on the board, it can really come down to king safety. Oh, I overlooked a really strong move from white. Okay, that might be a really strong move too. Thinking of something else. I think I have to play g6. Now the move I want to play. I was thinking of queen b1 there instead of bishop d3. And maybe I had ways to deal with it. Can I check and then queen d8 first? Queen d8. Idea is to take here and do things. If f4, maybe I can take. Because then the queen's overworked. It's getting scary for both of us. Hmm. I do attack the bishop now. And the pawn, kind of. So queen f4, I take. I don't think I'm losing there. The white's kind of slow to mate me. Really? Wow. So I just take. Rook d2, I have queen b1 check. I might be missing something, but white's either bluffing or blundering. Or both, I guess. I guess a bluff could be a blunder. Or maybe it's just a good move. Wait, what to do now? I take on c4. So many mating ideas. Oh no. I have to play this? Maybe it's okay. Wait, because queen f6 I take and mate? Or check and mate? Or is it just a draw? Maybe it's just a draw. Yeah, I think it's just a draw here. I check here. Okay. We'll see if white wants to play for a win. This may have been a really bad decision. I'm giving white the option. Okay, it's going to be a draw. Okay. Wow, 2 draws to start the stream. I do lose a rating point there, but GG. I have a feeling I probably had to win somewhere, right? Yeah. Queen takes c4 is a blunder. Well, I had missed. I thought I have rook c8, but then there's queen takes c4. My rook gets overworked. Thankfully, I'm not losing, though. Yeah, it's scary with all these like mating ideas. The best move would have been to take, and then I'm quicker with counterplay. Like if this, then knight c8.
Much love from Mel.
And then this, then I'm mating somehow by force. Is this, and then rook h4. Check, and then mate. Thank you, Capo Greco. Happy 75 months. Well, there's a question, why not rook c8? Yeah, to clarify, my rook is pinned and then I lose my queen. Although this is still playable. This is actually probably still a draw. Because I just put the knight here and then I wait with my rook. It's a fortress. So I was worse earlier. I guess I can't be too upset with a draw. I got a little bit outplayed from the opening. So d3, bishop e7, a4. Yeah, maybe I didn't choose the right plan in the middle game. Engine likes d4 here. Just grabbing space. If e5, I have knight d5. Okay, fair enough. And then b5 ideas. Was there a missed fork earlier with the rook on a2? Check. Oh, like this? I mean, not here. I don't think so. Yeah, the pawn was defending the pawn. But rook takes b2, yeah, was the best move to exploit the overworked rook on a2. Was 32 queen a4 possible? Queen a4 here. Oops. I have to watch out for back rank. Queen a4 unfortunately gets mated. Eric, have you ever tried golf? I've done mini golfing. I went to a golfing range once, but it's not something I really got into. Maybe when I'm older, I'll appreciate it more. Knight d7. Oh, this position. The problem, yeah, I want to counterattack this, but I'm not actually threatening to take because this knight is pinned. I guess I would maybe be attacking this, but it looks risky. Oh, actually the knight's hanging. Yeah, I played queen c8 to try and get out of the pin and to stay flexible. Why not rook a8 on move 31 for white? Yeah, if rook a8, there's rook b8. I save my queen. But this is a line, like there's takes and c4 is hanging. I don't think I can take here because back rank things like rook a8 is winning. So it was playable. Okay, GG. Let's move on. 2 draws. Can I have a decisive game? Let's try. Again, if you're just joining, doing some rapid chess, trying to raise my rating. If you're watching on YouTube, hit like and subscribe. Oh, playing Stellar Chess, who I played not too long ago. We had a nice blitz match. Fellow streamer too. I forget the openings that we played. Let's play e4 this game. Yeah, shout out to Stellar Chess. Same username as on Twitch. People should go and follow him. So we have a modern opening. Recently I've been playing knight c3. I'm really trying to remember what openings we went into. We'll play knight c3. If the pterodactyl, I'm usually pretty happy. Oh, this one. Oh, this one I'm also pretty happy. I'll play h3. And e5. Okay, now I'm remembering. Yeah, we had some games in this. In our blitz match. g4. This is the chess mood weapon against whatever this is called, the Kurganidze system. The idea of the early pawn advance is to restrict black's pieces. I've noticed there's been a few questions about my blitz rating. Yeah, on chess.com, I don't think blitz and rapid correlates. But maybe it's because I don't play enough rapid too. But I think in general, rapid rating is a bit lower on chess.com compared to blitz. Okay, so queen b6. That's something kind of new. I think I just want to keep developing. I can't play bishop e3. And probably bishop d3. I like the idea of queen e2. I mean, maybe eventually I'll play queen e2, bishop e3, sack the pawn, and try and get some kingside attack. 97. So knight might be coming here. Yeah, I'm basically in new territory now. And knight a4 comes to mind. Oh, what to do? h4, h5? Taking my time, I'm trying to understand the position. Like if Black is going out of their way to play knight c5, I have knight a4, knight a4, queen a5. Like ideally, I want to castle queenside, but it's hard to effectively sack the b2 pawn. Maybe a4, a5. Just chase the queen away. Is there any logic to playing bishop e2? Like e6 ideas? I'm not sure what to do. I'm just going to stick with my initial idea of the setup. And just allow the trade. The nice thing is, if the knight does end up trading and I take back with pawn, then the queen helps over defend b2. Still a question what to do here, though. Just want to find a useful move. Queen g2? Bishop e3 runs into takes. Maybe knight g5? I'm burning a lot of time. I'm just not sure what to do. Rook g1 doesn't look right. Yeah, maybe knight g5. I also have the option of taking with queen. To maybe exert more pressure on the diagonal. Okay, knight f7. So h4 looks nice here. All right, this is a move that like White usually wants to play in this middle game is to eventually get the h5 break in, open the rook, even though the bishop will probably be traded off. If I can use the h-file, maybe play queen h2. Could be some nice attack. Maybe I can go crazy and like sack and attack. Like knight h7, if it's my move here, this might be a potential threat. It's an interesting thought experiment. Knight h7. Black doesn't go for it. That's actually very logical. E6 doesn't look right. Maybe this move? I mean, rook g1's a safe move. f5? I really want to go crazy here. Sacking. I mean, the problem is this comes with tempo. E6 opens the bishop. I think I have to... Oh, rook g1 actually blunders everything. Because takes and then... Ay. Do I have to play this? Wait, which way to? Maybe e6? And just let the bishop breathe fire. It's really not what I want, though. I think I have to do it. I was about to play rook g1 and blunder a rook. That could have been really bad. We do see rook here, but maybe f5? Take. I also have bishop e3. There's still issues. If I take on h7. Huh. I'm getting low on time again. What to do? f5? I have to rely on intuition. Sometimes I have this issue where it's hard to switch from like calculation mode to intuition mode. Okay, here take. Queen h5. All right, let's try it. My king is going to be left pretty naked in the center. Black's almost mating by force. So I'm threatening this, kind of. Also threatening this, kind of. I really don't like my position, though. Black's handled this well. Rook e5 is... Rook e5 will probably take away my casting rights. Unless I have this crazy move. And there's 92, I guess. The thing is, I don't know what move to expect, so it's really hard to calculate this. Black has a lot of options. It makes sense for black to be taking time here. Okay, so if I check... rook f8. If I played this... check there. Yeah, that actually looks very strong. I guess I have this. Check and then here. So I do hit the rook and create additional ideas. I don't think this does anything because king d1, the king's actually safe there. Knight controls f3. And this is super terrifying though. Rook e5, king d1. I mean, I have knight e2 as well. Thank you to Solitary Doug. First time sub. Okay, so black goes for this. I could play... I think I have to take. Let's take. So black wants to take on g5, I guess. Interesting. If I take out the bishop... Check and then queen c2... I could also just take here. I think black was calculating check and takes, but I'd win the rook afterwards. And if queen here, I have this. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, which king is in more danger? At this point, it's maybe black's king. But what's my threat? Maybe rook h7. Yo, it's Zefcat. 2 days in a row. 2 nights in a row. Shout out to Zefcat. Appreciate the raid. If you're just joining, I'm playing a fellow Twitch streamer. I actually don't know if Salary Chess is live. But I've been trying to stay focused. It's been a crazy, crazy position. We trade rooks. And now this pawn is super strong, as opposed to super weak. Supporting queen f7. I'm fantasizing about like sacking the rook and somehow checkmating. I guess there is a mate threat. Queen f7, king h8, queen e8, king h7, g6 checkmate. Alternatively, if king h7, then g6, king h8, queen e8, bishop f8, and take with mate.
It seems like only yesterday.
Welcome back to Tuesday's Green. Time does fly. Get bishop f4. So calculating d4, knight e4, queen e2, bishop d2. Oh, maybe even better, d4, rook h1. I sack the rook and then do that mating thing that I talked about. And g6, queen e8. Yeah, this is probably the big threat. I don't see what black does. Like, these pieces are pretty much out of the game. Just make sure, take, check, 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 and mate. Wait a minute. So rook h1, take, here, 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 bishop f8, take. No, that's still mating. Okay. Oh no, my rook. I didn't calculate queen e8. But I assume this should be very good. In the very least, I sack the queen and then win the bishop. Actually a nice move. Queen e8, queen h7, king f8, bishop e5. And if takes, I check, bishop f6 and mate. Yeah, some momentum swings this game. Another game that has gone the full distance. Probably another game that wasn't super clean either. I should check afterwards if rook h1 is brilliant. All right, I can take. To be honest, I kind of forgot about bishop e6. I'll take here. It still requires some focus. It's actually not over. Just given the time situation. All right, let's start pre-moving. Okay. That's fast enough. Got some cardio. GG. So I'm back to... Hey, I think I just hit a new rating peak. 2468. We are about an hour into the stream. I've gained 1 rating point. The nature of the speedrun. Good game to stellar chess. Yeah, I was probably in a lot of trouble. Well, let's go through. Turn the eval bar on. Also, is my framing... Fix my framing a little bit. Okay. Okay, so the engine does like the setup from white, but it does require some probably more precise play. In this position, I took a long think, like not sure what to do. Engine does like knight a4. I rejected this because queen a5. Oh, it just wants to repeat and then the a4. No, queen e2 is still fine. So here, pawn a4. I was considering this. I just didn't want to commit the pawn if I want to castle queenside later. But I guess it makes sense to kick the queen away. And then here, yeah, knight f7 was very strong. I was feeling good after h4, but knight h6, and then I wasn't feeling good. I kind of committed to overextending. I tried to do what the position called for. Wow, so here there's only one winning move for black. Rook f6. Allowing check, but then king f8. And everything's crumbling for white. I have no good follow-up to attack. e6 is falling, my knight's attacked. But that wasn't found. Yeah, knight d3 looked scary for white. But thankfully, yeah, enough resources to survive. And then here it's already winning for white. Oh, was rook h1 brilliant? Check game review. Hey, rook h1 is brilliant. My one brilliant move for today. But then bishop e6 was a good way to at least keep the game going. Only way to avoid force mate. I was kind of close to getting dirty flagged too. Stellar chess is very dangerous in these time scrambles. Okay. I have 2 draws and 1 win this stream. Next opponent playing SSB, etc. Let's play d4. I just had one e4 game. This time we have a London. A mainline London. Do you play chess better when you've been exercising? That's hard to measure. Probably though. But I guess my overall chess form depends on a lot of factors. But being awake and like physically energized is definitely one factor. And exercise can definitely help with that. So we have a position I've had many, many times before, especially in online chess. Maybe I should say there is one common trap that players fall into as black from this position. And this opponent does walk into it. This queen a3 pinning the c-pawn. Now I had this a few streams ago. Was it yesterday? Maybe a few days ago. My opponent played this, I played this, and then they played this. And we got the same position I had in my first round of the Beale Chess Festival. That was back in July. It was an over-the-board classical tournament. And I didn't play the right move that I played in Beale, but I think the right move in that position is knight takes e5. But yeah, this is already slightly painful for black. I could take immediately. I could also play this. I don't think there's any rush, and yeah, I don't want to take and allow e5. So I think knight e5 is fine. If knight d7, then I take and then cleanly win the pawn. I'll play knight b3. I'm putting pressure on the pinned pawn. I've noticed there's been some comments in chat asking, can you play me please? I did do a viewer challenge stream yesterday. I'll probably do more of them. But this stream, I'm just hopping in the pool, trying to find high-rated opponents for rapid chess. So not really taking or accepting challenges. I'm just realizing this pawn is no longer pinned. I should have probably taken it. Oops. It's still good though. It's like after takes, I'll trade and then the pawn's weak, but I probably should have. I should have not played knight b3. I even said put pressure on the pinned pawn, but I forgot the pin no longer really exists after rook d8. Now my opponent's thinking because they're so confused why I didn't take the pawn. So maybe the oversight is paying off. Bonsai Burger, the first super chat of the stream, $9.99. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Wow. Opponent doesn't take, allowing me to do what I should have done the previous move. And here I can't take with pawn, but I can take with knight. Okay, f6 e5 is coming. So black will probably get some compensation. Now it's a question where my knight wants to go. I mean, there's really not too many options. d3 or f3. I think f3. Castle queenside. I've had many positions like this before. Sometimes I misplay them. I mean, castle and queenside does improve the rook. I'll probably end up going for knight d2. Okay, let's start by castling. There's going to be a few plans going forward. One plan is to prepare e4. The other plan is to maneuver the knight to a5. I'll start with this. If a4, I can probably play b4. Yeah, we could end up trading, like takes and takes. But then the king goes to b2, rook gets to the file. Yeah, rook a1 is coming. Is there any argument to move the knight back to attack the bishop? Like, there might be. And there's also the idea of playing this, and then freeing up the square for the knight. I like b4 better, because this maneuver looks really nice. If the knight comes here, it's a nice outpost. Always defended and applying constant pressure against c6. Also comes with tempo against the bishop. Okay, here there's no reason to play knight a5 immediately. And probably just put the rook here and set up ideas of rook a7. I have to figure out my plan. Probably to double up, like rook a3 and rook ha1, and trade a pair of rooks. It's hard for black to do much. Like d4 never works. Yeah, if we can trade one pair of rooks, then I should be able to infiltrate via the 7th or 8th rank. But it still takes a lot of work. Like to win a position like this, you kind of have to just be very patient, accumulate gradual advantages. Like eventually I want to break through because it is a 2-on-1. But not easy to get rid of the bishop. Okay, so let's take and invade. And the plan now is probably knight a5, rook c8. Maybe start with rook c8. If g4, I can do this.
Always love your streams.
Oh, thank you,
I was
Will
your
B.
first opponent, so thanks for a game I can share
Oh,
with my
GG.
chess club.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the first game was that the London? That was a London game. Super interesting game. Okay, here I can play g3. And taking does create the weakness. I guess if taking, I'm most scared about king e6 and then a rook coming in. But g3 looks very solid. I think I should be quicker. f5, f4, rook e7. But once my knight comes to c6, I prevent rook e7. Should also mention there's like another path. It's probably less feasible, but if the knight someday gets to d6, it could be very strong. Ah, the rook's coming here. So maybe I do maneuver to d6. Wow. Take. What's happening? I'm considering this move. Kind of a funny move. But if I want to trade rooks, I could just take right away. Trying to evaluate if the ending is winning. Looks like I have very good chances, but I'm not 100% sure. If I check, move back. And there's also takes, which is interesting. Let's repeat once and then go for the ending. The knight will come here. All my pawns are on dark squares, so the bishop can't touch anything. And this is probably a threat. Okay, I could walk up this way. Does black have a breakthrough? Take, take. I don't think they do, but do I have a breakthrough? The nice thing about this position, I can try multiple plans. I'll start by going towards the king side. If it doesn't work, then I probably walk up. Play 98. Play this. And just going for trixies. And this is still interesting to calculate. Take, take. I think it's winning, but I'm not sure. What I might have to do is play f3, g4. Knight c7. Doesn't look great. Interesting. So if I play this, doesn't quite work. It's not easy to win. To play this. Get my knight back. The king is going to come here. Or not. Okay, let's play this. Okay, can my knight come here? I have to get to like a5. Oh, there is a path, actually. Via here, d6, b7, a5, b3, d4. If my knight gets to d4, I think it's gonna be really good for me. Oh, but black stops me. Oh, but then I walk up with my king. I think this should be winning, because the king is tied down to this. There's no breakthrough for black. Like this, I just take. All the breakthroughs are covered. This winning. There's no need. I'm just going to walk up with my king. Yeah, I don't think black can effectively stop this plan. Just making sure. Yeah, sometimes there's like weird pawn breakthroughs where a player can sack a lot of pawns. But this is not one of those cases. Okay, here I win f5. Now the g pawn is weak. If I play this, there's bishop e2 though. Oh, but then maybe I keep walking. But then my knight could get trapped. But then it's winning. Okay, I'll play this. Oh, we take here. Oh no, did I mess this up? I may have messed this up. Okay, I think I see a resource. I have F3. I have to play F3 to win. It's not my original intention. King F5 is coming. If I move back, it's repetition. Wow, I was not expecting to have to deal with this. But I have a wall. Like, the king can't cross. It's a 4th rank, big and beautiful wall. If the bishop ever moves, now my king gets in this way. And I have a pass g-pawn. So eventually, like, the king's gonna run and I'll start pushing my g-pawn. Man, what a weird finish. Yeah, like if I don't have this F3 move, then my knight actually gets stuck. I have to play F3. Apparently C4... Okay, C4 is not a realistic move. GG. Yeah, probably not the best technique. I did identify this as a candidate move. I didn't really calculate it though. To sack the exchange, it's the top engine choice. Rook b8. Oh, rook b7 runs into knight e8. It still looks hard to judge from a distance. I guess the pawns are very fast. I want to check the opening too. Like, what were the better moments? 95 is fine. Yeah, here I should just take on c5. Yeah, it's good position. It's not easy to win a chess game. Sometimes it takes a lot of patience. And here I thought it was going to be easy, but it still wasn't. Especially after winning f5. Knight h6, even though it's still winning, it was not a good practical decision. I should have just moved back to one of these squares. Do you play the Jobava as well as the London? Which do you prefer? I play both, but it usually depends on what Black's setup is. If Black plays g6, then I play knight c3. And this is one line where I'm usually happy to play Jobava. But if Black plays something more standard, which is what happened this game, then I play traditional London. Because usually in these structures, the knight isn't as good on c3. But there is a line, c5, knight f3, knight c6. This is a case where I play knight c3. I'm not sure if this is technically Jobava London, but against this specific setup, it's very strong because knight b5 and d5 are both threats. A lot of players blunder here with pawn d5 allowing this. So, at a new peak, 2475. let's keep it going. Playing Shea Plays Chess. Here we go. This time I'm facing d4. Queen's Gambit declined. This is the first Queen's Gambit of the stream. I faced a London in the first game. I also faced e4, like Sicilian. Yeah, my opponent maybe has a pizza delivery. Okay, bishop g5. So I'm setting up the triangle. And we have a Cambridge Springs. So this is one of my favorite weapons against the Queen's Gambit. And pawn e5 is a sideline. I think the most common move is castling. But pawn e5 creates the most chaos. In some cases, it is a pawn sack. If white takes, I don't take back. I play knight e4. And usually the idea with Cambridge Springs is to apply immediate pressure on this diagonal, sometimes exploit the bishop too. Like there's multiple sources of X-ray vision. Very common white will take on f6 to just not have to deal with the bishop undefended on g5. Knight b3. I feel like I encountered this move recently. Queen c7. I'm vaguely remembering a Kamsky-Kramnik game. I forget who was which color. Maybe Kramnik was black?
Finally caught a live stream. Yes, thanks Eric for everything you do. Loving the dual stream setup.
Oh, thank you, Java Fellow. Appreciate that. Yeah, welcome to everyone who's catching the live stream. Returning viewers and the first timers. I'm just remembering, I had a game a few days ago. It was off stream, but I faced this knight b3 move. Yeah, here I should probably take with knight. If I take with pawn, then I get an IQP. Take with knight not only pressures this knight, but leaves the bishop kind of staring into empty space. After this game, I'm going to check to see if I can find this this Kamsky game. Pretty sure it was Kamsky-Kramnik. So a3. Yeah, this does force me to make some decision. There's options. Like I could take the bishop, I could take with the knight, I could take on d4, I could retreat. Retreating doesn't look great though. And taking on d4 looks like the most interesting move. Because if takes first, takes, and then takes, white keeps a good center. But if takes here first, and then takes, white's structure is a bit damaged. And if takes, queen e5, hitting the bishop and the pawn. Do I have to worry about queen e4 check? Maybe bishop e7. Oh, but then take. Wow. It gets weird. I guess I have queen e5 there. It should be okay. I'm gonna take. Yeah, sometimes these positions with a lot of tension between things just requires some calculation. But sometimes you have to accept you can't calculate everything. You just have to rely on what feels right. But this looks fine, because now I can take. I do concede the bishop pair. I can castle. I want to play this move. Attack the pawn and try and exploit the bishop. Calculating queen a5, queen e4, king f8, rook c1, knight c3, queen e7, king g8. And maybe it's okay. There's knight b3. Not sure. Actually, it looks really risky. Queen e5, queen e4. I mean, I would have to play king f8. Maybe I have knight c5. It gets crazy. I mean, I could just play simple chess, castle, h6, etc. Or queen a5 and get a crazy position. Let's go for crazy. It might backfire. It might pay off. I mean, white does have to take some risk playing such a move. Basically abandoning c3. But one of the points, like if white tries to play safe with rook c1, I'm pretty sure I can take. Because I hit the bishop. If takes, I take. If the bishop moves, I discover check. Not to mention the pawn could be hanging in some lines too. So I think white's gonna probably take some time here and then like come to the conclusion that this move has to be played. Because other moves just aren't good, they just lose a pawn. But we'll see, maybe I'm missing something. Like bishop moves, I take with queen probably. Okay, king f8. Wow, bishop d3. I can take. Wait, can I take and then sack the queen? I think that works. Let's start by taking. King e2 is forced. I really want to play this move. I think it's good. Let's just make sure. So the idea is to threaten knight c3 and win back the queen. If knight e6, I could take the knight, allow queen f3, play queen f6, and then get what? Rook and two knights for a queen. Yeah, that should be fine. So take. There's also bishop e7. And I can't take, but I have king g8. I think that's also fine. And looks like such a risky move, but I don't see what white does. Like before playing such moves, you have to look at all the weird checks. I didn't even calculate queen b2. I assume just king f3 though, and like the king actually finds safety. I should have at least took a moment there. I don't think there was a follow-up. Yeah, it's a good sign my opponent's thinking. It can be an easy thing to miss, such a move. And this knight is very clutch, preventing queen e7. But again, if bishop e7, I don't want to take, because then after it takes, I don't have the fork. Bishop e7, king g8. Oh, then maybe there's a line like bishop b4. But that should be fine. Like I have queen a2, knight f6. But bishop b4 would like still attack my queen and threaten some mating ideas. This is one reason why I do enjoy the Cambridge Springs is sometimes it leads to crazy positions from early on, which can go against the style of a lot of Queen's Gambit players who like to play solid chess. Yeah, I'll have to check game review after this game. See if I get another brilliant move. Oh no, my queen. I think white probably just played bishop d3 too quickly. Maybe saw this position and at first it looks okay. Oh, thank you, Bonsai Burger. Asking, will you be at National Open? Not this year. No, I was there previous years. It's a nice event. King g8. Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything else to consider. Okay, so we do see bishop b4. So I have knight c3 if I want it. Like takes, check, and then this. That actually might be the simplest. But there's also check here and then here, which also looks pretty simple. So it's a case where I'm kind of spoiled for choice. I just don't want to burn too much time. Take. Maybe queen a2, and then if I really want to trade knight for bishop, I can take a bit later. Just making sure like all these key squares are covered. Queen can't do any damage. The bishop's ready to develop too. Yeah, attacking and defending. I guess queen h4 can keep the game going. Ooh, queen e5. Should I be fancy? Queen takes f2. I insist. I mean, this is also a move. This move gets mated though. Okay. So let's play this. Oh no, my queen. Someone call an ambulance. But not for me. Okay, GG. Do I get 2 brilliant moves this game? Sagging a queen and then sagging a queen again? That was a fun one. I think that was the shortest game I played this stream in terms of move number. I got 0 brilliant moves. That makes me sad. So queen takes e3 was great. Queen takes a1 was dubious. What you talking about? And what about this one? What does this mean? What's a green star? Good? Best. Oh, this is best. But not brilliant? I sacked a queen. I'm slightly annoyed. So why was queen takes a1 dubious? Do I have a better move? Oh, I have multiple winning moves. Oh, I missed knight c5. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I probably should have seen this move. That wins in much cleaner fashion. It's so simple too, actually. I just fork the queen and bishop. There's no attack. If counterattack I take and yeah, everything wins. Okay. Oh no, my brilliant move. I think I have just one brilliant move this stream. Should I keep it going? 2480. Oh, I wanted to find the Kramnik game. I'm not sure if it was Kramnik though. I think it was Kramnik-Kamsky. Let me copy this. I actually have Lichess open here. Oh, I hope I don't break anything. Did that work? I think that worked. Just make sure. Hopefully the layout's okay. People can complain if it's not okay. Oh, I have Pentatonic from the previous stream. Ended on Pentatonic last night. Okay, I wasn't lying. Yeah, there's a game between Kramnik and Kamsky. Kramnik won with the white pieces. Yeah, this is... I've studied this. It's a pretty rare line, but if my opponent were to play this, I was going to play h6, this, and then g5, I think is the best move. And then knight e4. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe knight e4 right away. Yeah, it gets crazy. Anyway, let me switch back to the chess.com window. Actually, let's analyze here. So white should have played queen e4 a move sooner. I was going to play queen e5. I guess it's just a different line. And then this... Yeah, this was already looking like pleasant for black. So I am at a new peak, 2480. Had a slightly rocky start to the stream, but let's keep it going. The speed run to 2500 continues. 20 points away, playing Candidate Master, Sigma Turtle. Okay, we have a London opening. I'll play d5. This is straying away from like standard London, entering more of a Benoni, like if black plays g6. Can get the very typical Benoni structure. Pawn e6. Okay, let's play knight c3. To be honest, I don't know too much theory here. Like I know a few lines usually stemming from d6 instead of e6. I'm pretty much on my own now. There's a question, are you sponsored by chess.com? No, I'm not. I just sometimes play on chess.com. But I'm not sponsored by Elite Chess or chess.com. I'm my own free agent. I don't fully understand this. Unless it was a mouse slip, like did black intend to take? This looks like a free pawn. But no takebacks. And bishop f4 might be a bit more accurate. Because there's cases where queen a5 and then bishop d2 is useful. Okay, let's start with knight f3. Feeling pretty good here. I'll allow bishop g4, then bishop e2. Yeah, usually like at a high level, the Benoni is already like kind of a passive opening. But here we have a Benoni structure where I'm also up a pawn. And it's not like black tried to Banco Gambit. Okay, I'll play knight d2. Very typical move in these structures. Supporting this and eventually preparing knight c4. Yeah, I'll just try and keep the tempo here. And there's h3. I think rook e1 also makes sense. Black wants to play this maybe. I'll play rook e1. I have knight g6, bishop g3. Okay, I do have to watch out for these b5 ideas. I'm actually thinking of playing a5, b5, take, knight c4. Looks like one decent idea. Let's play a5. Yeah, rook e5, then I fork. And if pawn takes, then I just have a very, very nice center setup. Defended past pawn on d5. The only not so good thing about my position is this bishop. I probably want to trade it off eventually. Although maybe it can be useful, like target a6. Queen b4. Play rook a3. Preparing the double up. Also preparing some nasty threats. I assume my opponent's going to see it. I could still play rook b3 and then knight b6. And there's options here. There's an a5. I could slow play with queen d2 and rook ea1. I think the key is to not take too long. I think I'll play queen d2. Put the ball back in black's court. Yeah, the pieces are very happy. Everything's defended here. Even b2. Another possibility, like maybe later in the middle game, is to attack on the king side. The rook on a3 could swing all the way over. The queen could come in. There's ideas of d6 and knight d5. Like in most cases, it's probably not necessary, but it's good to be aware of the attacking resources. Maybe storm the h-pawn. Okay, rook a1. I'm trying to give every piece a purpose in the position. Now this rook has more purpose on the a file. Even the bishop, some x-ray vision. Like if the queen defends a pawn, then like maybe at some point I can move the knight. Wait, it's 4:35 p.m. in New Zealand? Is New Zealand that far into the future? Wow. It's still the weekend in St. Louis. We have 23 minutes left of Sunday. Soon to be Monday. That's good position. Good time situation too. I'm not sure what to expect from black. I guess I should like keep calculating queen b7. Okay, we see bishop c8. So maybe now 93. Yeah, 93 just gets out of the way of the bishop. Also centralizes the knight. Very harmonious here. Yeah, the pieces complement each other rather than insult each other. And black can still hold on to the pawn. Rook b3. Ooh, counterattack. I just realized that there's this idea. So b3, c4. So maybe rook a2 first. Yeah, it looks a little bit slow and passive, but I have time. Just not take any risk. I played this in c4, but then the pawn should be a goner like this. The bishop comes in. Maybe it's not so clear. Bishop c4 makes sense. We have knight g4 at b3. I just want a stable setup. Like pawn b3 and everything will be solid. I do kind of wish I could self-cannibalize. Take my own pawn. It'd be so nice to just play knight takes d5, get the fork, open the bishop. Is this a free pawn? I think it is. So I'm up 2 pawns now. Everything is still looking pretty solid. Yeah, black's position is crashing harder than the markets. Okay, rook a7. Maybe target f7. Oh, did I miss? I may have missed rook a6. Actually, rook a6, there's takes and queen d8. What to do? Queen d3? Almost knight a2, but not quite. Play queen d3. I just have to be aware of like getting overly relaxed. Probably my biggest weakness, especially when streaming chess, is I'll get positions like this where I think that it'll just like play itself. And then sometimes I make careless mistakes. So the key to winning this is probably just staying awake. Queen f3. Okay, potentially have 3 attackers against f7. D6, there is bishop e6. Oh, but d6 and then like take and then fork. If I can't self-cannibalize, I can still just get out the way. Okay, that move I honestly forgot about, but should be fine. I'm up material now. Knight d5. So somewhat of a transformation. This is made in 2. Okay. I didn't see that like immediately, but I saw it eventually. Okay, GG. I mean, this had to be a mouse slip. Unless maybe it was some attempt at like inventing a gambit. But yeah, it felt like a very, very smooth game. I'll quickly do game review. Any brilliant moves? 93.3. We'll take that. Hey, thank you, Gary Loves Pizza. Welcome back. Happy 56 months. Opoka is asking, you usually recommend E3 instead of D5. Yeah, for most of my London playing career, I played Pawn E3. One reason why I kind of stopped and switched it up is these lines can be annoying. Like Queen B6, Knight A3, and then take. Like if Black's really well prepared. Actually, maybe there's takes first. Like take. And... well, maybe I'm forgetting. I forget exactly which line is like the most annoying. But like one of the Queen B6 lines, it might be take, Queen B6 here, Knight D5, and Bishop C1 has to be played. But since I've started studying Pawn D5, I found it to be a bit harder for Black to force matters in the opening. And there's a lot of lines where White just gets a good space advantage. But as a London player, you have to just accept the fact that it's no longer a London structure. Like it's more of a Benoni structure. Like one of the main lines is D6, Knight C3, E5, Bishop G5, and take E4. And I think White's like slightly better, according to the engine, but playable for both sides. Thank you to Marius. Prime for 19 months. So I'm going to take a small break. I'll be back momentarily. Maybe we can... I'll put on some pentatonic in the meantime. Yeah, enjoy the pentatonic. And I'll be back. Okay. Oh, hey, thank you, Gary. Gifting 5. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed the chair stream. Okay, just making sure everything's still working. I think it is. It's getting late. I'm getting a little bit tired. But let's maybe keep it going. All right. So I'm up to 2485. I'm 15 points away. Let's keep it going. Oh, let's switch the scene too. Okay. Hopefully we're back to normal. I think we are. Playing Singular Brain Cell. I am playing with my main account. This is not my speedrun account. So if I win games, rating is not refunded. It just works normally. We have another one of these C5 lines, which I was just showing. B5. Yeah, this is a line. I think E4 is actually the main move. I forget exactly. Is it E4? Take and then knight D2 or something. Maybe it's Queen F3. I forget exactly. But there's some like crazy theory here. It might be Queen F3. Like I'm relying more on memory than actually figuring out what's happening. But I remember some line where like white plays A4, black takes, and then the top engine move is knight H3. I think we're going into the line. I could be wrong though. So I have gambit of the pawn. Like this is okay, black plays the switch. Oh, maybe this is the line. I think it's A4. And if I play D6, there's knight C6, which probably is no good. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it takes and then knight H3. Okay, probably still knight H3. Oh, but then bishop E7. Okay, let's try and figure this out then. I guess I have C4 there. If I play D6, knight C6. Take. Actually, rook D1, or rook A3 even. Maybe rook A3 is interesting. And Bach played this to just reinforce a pawn. I play this to defend my rook and threaten to take. I do allow B4. But B4 would allow me to play knight C4 maybe. Or rook E3. The dream is rook E3, knight C4, queen D8, and knight D6 checkmates. Probably not going to happen, but it's a faraway fantasy. Okay, so I do have knight c4. Maybe not so far away. Wait, knight c4, queen d8, knight d6? It looks too good to be true, but I have to calculate. Knight c4. If takes a2, I have queen a3 or knight b3, so it should be fine. I could even just play rook e3 immediately too. I don't see what black's doing. Rook e3. I mean, initially I wanted to play this, take, and then rook e3, bishop e7, take. Which probably is good. Like knight g8, I would take, and then this, threatening this and this. So I guess there's a question, what's stronger, this or this? If I play this, I'm threatening mate in 1. The queen has no moves. If this, I take and attack this. I do see one line. Take there. Take, check. Let's take a moment. Okay, let's just play this. I shouldn't be burning too much time. Yeah, this is what I was just calculating. I think I just take. I hit the rook. There's a line where I take and then fork on c6. Oh, do I have e7 even? This looks like a free rook. Okay, there's knight d6 here. Yeah, still have to be careful. And there's this move too. Attacking the knight, but also attacking a6. To save my queen, maybe trade queens. And knight d4, I probably should have seen coming. I'm up a full rook though. I just want to try and be solid. Maybe this move. This looks pretty good. Oh, there's a funny line. Here, take, check. It was a cool opening. Definitely want to analyze this one afterwards. Bishop e7 makes sense. c3. What is black doing after c3? Yeah, black would want to like take queen a5 to pin the pawn, but then c8 falls with check. Almost mate. In most places the knight goes, I would take it. I guess except for b3. But I am ready to take here probably. Ooh, knight d5. Spicy. So if I take, I still have to be careful. And this looks okay. I do allow queen a5 check, king, probably king f1. Okay, queen and queen e4 looks pretty solid. Queen f3. Then queen e4. If castling, I mate. If check, probably just king f1. Fancy. I can take. Oh no, my rook. Oh, tricky, tricky. I have to be careful now again. King e2 probably? E2 check there. Oh, it's not simple. Still have a piece. Check. Not immediately winning though. I really have to watch my time. What to do, what to do. There. I have to avoid the time scramble situations. My knight's hanging, but I'm attacking the bishop. I just want to simplify. Did I just trap the queen? The queen has a square. It's almost. Of this move. Okay. Okay, it should be plenty of time now. It was a tricky one. It was a fun game though. I feel like that game took most of my remaining mental energy. Did I miss anything cleaner? There was a moment here. Oh, bishop h4 is not doing anything though. I'm 2491. Yeah, let's analyze. Do some game review. No brilliant moves. I was happy with opening prep though. So e4 is one of the best moves. If you leave the engine running for long enough, it probably concludes e4 is best. So it is a temporary pawn sack. Like get some activity. Ah, maybe this is a line I was remembering. Take, take, queen b6, a4, take. And then here, for some reason, like the best move by far is knight h3. This I think I would have played. But I kind of mixed up the lines. Like I was thinking that here, if black takes, I would play knight h3, but knight e2 is actually better. Okay, so let's go forward because I want to see this moment. I think knight c4 was missed. Like knight c4 is just forcing the queen back. Ah, yeah, knight d6 is the best move. I kind of chickened away from it. Because this looks so much simpler. Like I don't stack and I have all these threats. Like black has to play e6 and then I take and hit the rook. And I went for this because the calculation was d5. I was gonna take, and then take on b8. Oh, which is not a good move. I thought this wins material. Still better for white, but maybe not the best option. But this, yeah, I guess this would have maybe been my chance at a brilliant move. Take and then rook e3 and then take. And then, yeah, life is pretty good for white. There's black castles, I take and fork. If knight g8, then I would take, and attack everything. I'm even threatening, yeah, rook e7 and queen f7. So, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap things up. I've been streaming for how many hours? Oh, well over almost 3 hours. I'm running out of voice. Sometimes towards the end of the day, my voice gets a little bit hoarse. I'm not getting sick. It's just probably talking too much. I know I'm so close to 2,500, but we'll save it for a time when I have more energy. Thank you, Danny B, 4.99 super chat. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I drew 2 games to start the stream. Got a nice win streak, finishing at my new peak rating, 2491. Big thank you to everyone who tuned in across Twitch and YouTube. If it's your first time watching, you can follow on Twitch, hit subscribe on YouTube, or hit the like button on YouTube. It does help the channel grow. And yeah, I'll probably be back for Title Tuesday. I might even be back tomorrow, but no guarantee. Or technically later today. But Title Tuesday, probably stream at least one of them. So, yeah, I'm wrapping it up. Thanks again, and goodbye.